So, hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Oly. This is my husband.
Emeka.
Okay, cool. So, I think at this point we're all aware of Prince Harry's
Messy.
that
boy is sloppy.
Media tour right now, where he's promoting his new book called Spare, and it seems like he's just kind of like using it to just spill.
Go by Spare.
Spill like family laundry, dirty secrets.
It's worse than laundry. It's like he's spilling cereal, tea, everything in the kitchen. And I've never seen this from any kind of royal family before.
Yeah, it's just like, wow. I feel like he just even took away that thing that you have with, like...
The remorse.
No, that's not what I'm trying to say.
No.
Like, royalty, there's this thing about them, like vague, you don't know a lot about them. It adds to the prestige.
The mystique, yeah. The mystique is what we're talking about. It adds to the prestige,
but... At this point, it's like they're worse than the Kardashians, It's like another reality show.
But it just,
every day is a new interview.
Literally. But then it just shows you that in the midst of any family, royalty, you're going to have dirty tea, right? And it's going to spill over. It just depends on how you contain it in the cup. And Henry...
No, I don't think it's going to spill over. Harry's choosing to spill it. It's different.
No.
You said it's gonna spill over regardless.
Well, technically,
how you try to contain it.
Got you. Technically, what I meant to say, guys, was even if you have OT, it can still remain in the cup, but someone has to pour it out.
Okay.
And Harry's pouring it out. Harry's pouring it out.
I mean, I guess his name actually is Henry.
It's Henry, not Harry.
They call him Harry as a nickname.
Right.
I heard.
It's Henry, guys.
At this point, it's like he's become. I don't know. I don't even see him as a prince anymore. To me, he just feels like a weasel.
That's a good way to describe it.
Because like before, people kind of felt bad for them.
He is snitching 101.
The point where I'm like, okay, like, I can see where they're coming from. He's trying to protect his wife, and
you had empathy for them initially. But
now it's like more. It's like, okay, why else? Like even the things he's revealing in the book. It's like I can't feel sorry for you that you and your brother fought. Like that's what boys do.
That's what guys do. Guys fight. Like
your older brother, who's older than you by 3 years, has a bigger room. Literally, that's
what he's talking about.
Yeah. Do you want the bigger room?
Oh man, there's so much insecurity bottled up.
That's really what it feels like.
I don't think most people, especially myself, we cannot respect any single tattoo tear that he has.
At this point, I can't even. He's not a victim anymore. At this point, it's like he's just like trying to get back for whatever it is. Maybe for being the spare, for not being born the first. Because it just feels like, you know what? I'm just going to destroy this family. I'm not going to be king anyway. I might as well. I might as well burn them up and get my money.
The crazy part is, even in the midst of that kind of situation, even though you're not going to be king, you still have a role that you can play. There's still so much for you to do.
Yeah, because even right now, King Charles, like, he has other siblings. They're not kings, but they're still doing their part.
They're still doing their part.
I mean, Andrew that's the one that did the whole Jeffrey Epstein, whatever thing. But, like, the rest seems to be doing their part. I guess my thing is it ever okay to spill,
tea?
Not tea, just, like, spill, like, your family dirty laundry. Like, no matter how... Because every family has their issues. Of course. That's for sure.
Of course.
My family has issues. Your family has their issues. But is it ever okay to just be like, you know what? I'm done. I'm just going to spill all this. I'm going to tell the public. I'm going to go on social media and just like tell everyone how terrible.
Just act like a Tasmanian.
How terrible my family is. Like, is that ever okay?
If you're asking me, I would say absolutely not. Because there comes a point where you have to respect the integrity of privacy. And whatever WrestleMania match you and your family are having, have that match in the back. It shouldn't come out to the open. And I think anytime a royal or any individual, especially a royal, is doing something like this, it just shows you that.
Because royals, they have more to lose.
They have way more to lose. Absolutely. Honestly, some people may not feel any sympathy. They'll say, well, hey, the chickens are coming home to roost. They have, as a family, they've meddled in other families, communities, countries. I mean, our family, we come from Nigeria, right? So we've seen what Britain played in the role with the Igbos. So some people say, oh yeah, that's what they get. Not so beats. But I would personally say that, hey, have a little bit of sympathy for them, but in a sense of this, it definitely is all Henry's fault. Like at a certain point, if you're acting like if you're acting like the Tasmania in the family, then that's you. Whatever tornado follows, follows. But
I think the sad part too is that you know the thing other people you can burn bridges with people, right? Mm-hmm. But the sad part is that even when you burn bridges with your family, like you can never come back from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
as in like
there's a certain exposure of
as in like you're forever stuck with them. You know what I mean? There's some people who say, okay, I'll cut you off. Like you can cut off family as much as you want, but the sad part is that okay, how about 10 years from now and you guys reconcile? What's going to happen?
That's a good point. And I think that should be a lesson to everyone. What you're saying is true. That's your lesson.
What if 10 years from now?
You have to recognize whatever window you break with family, be careful how much you shatter it because 10 years later.
Yeah, because there's some other people where like, okay, like you can destroy a friendship and boom, that friendship is done. You guys don't ever have to talk to each other.
At all.
But a thing like with family, like you're spilling all this now. Like you don't know the future. 10 years from now, you guys might reconcile. 10 years from now, you might be divorced. You might divorce Megan, Literally. And now who do you have,
She might really be in Hollywood by that time, like really on the stage.
And the sad part is like, even his two kids, like at some point, they will want to know, like, okay, who are we connected to?
Yeah, they're gonna grow up.
They're clearly like their whole life is like it's a history. There's movies and stuff about them. So at a point they'll start asking, okay, why are we not close to this person? Why didn't you try harder?
Yeah. Why are we not connected to our history?
Yeah, why did you separate us from our family? Because they come from a whole line of royalty, real lineage. Like it's like you don't even have to.
Real life.
You don't even have to search, to know like how far they go.
Yeah.
So like it's like even if they choose not to like have a relationship with their family, at some point their kids will start wondering, why are we not close to Prince William's kids or all the other people? There's a whole bunch of them. I don't know their names.
Whole bunch.
So it's like it's really sad. That's my thing, and I feel like even the things, like the things he's spilling, like what is he hoping to gain from it? Is my thing. Like at this point, like I don't have any sympathy. Like it's like it just comes off very vengeful,
It's not
it
just
comes
vengeful.
Off very vengeful. What are you trying to what are you hoping to get or even talk about? To that,
it's not only vengeful, but it's also there's no logic behind the attack because people already had some sympathy for you, being that you were the last son of Princess Diana, and everyone admired Princess Diana. So we already felt okay. Like Henry, he grew up in the background in the shadow. Harry, he grew up in the background in the shadows of so much like issues and insecurity and pains. And now that you have your wife and you guys came out and did the Hollywood thing in Canada, people already had some level of okay, let's benefit it out. But now it's not only vengeful, but it's also not logical. Like this attack he's doing, literally, like you just said, it's like you're throwing stone on top of like a pile of rocks. It may bounce back at you. Like it doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. Literally, think about it.
That analogy doesn't make any sense. But
no, that analogy may not make sense. But let me come back to it. Okay, more like throwing a rock at a rubber wall. It'll bounce back to you, right? Rubber wall. Get that? So the thing is, Henry literally has stepped on poo.
Okay, sure.
He stepped on poo, big time. And I don't feel bad for him.
Okay, what do you mean by he stepped on poo?
Meaning that the amount of time it's going to take to clean this up for him is going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
To reconcile, to get his public image back, to bring respect back to his immediate family, because this is...
Yeah, even for him, I feel like even now, who will even trust, to be friends with this dude, knowing that any little thing is going to run to the media to start whining.
Or who wants to do business with that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, who wanted that too?
Trust,
they're also. I feel like he's ruining the prestige that they had. Because they had a brand.
They definitely did.
I mean, But at this point, because before, even if they had lost, the trust of British people, they had Americans on their side. Mm-hmm. But now it's like Americans are also questioning. I even making fun of them now. Is this Stephen Colbert? I think Stephen Colbert.
Okay.
Like he did a whole skit making fun of like even the fight he had with his brother because it's so ridiculous. Like it was so ridiculous. My brothers fight all the time. My sister and I, we fought. My sister gave me a black eye. Like I'm not gonna go on a media tour and talk about
that was
like,
years ago. By the way, guys. They were like children. They were children.
Like I'm not gonna go on a media tour and talk about that. Like everything is just so nonsensical. And he was even talking about how, like, oh, you know, he mentioned how in school William, you know, said let's pretend not to know each other. I have friends who did the same thing. So this is what you're using now to come and talk about. Like this is your love. This is what you're using to talk about how bad your brother is. You talk about even his brother Baldwin. Like you're Baldwin too.
You know, like something that happened in elementary school.
Like this is really because the sad part is that you know this is him spilling or talking about his truth, right? If this is the truth. He kind of trivializes everything else. Like, okay, so like, is this what you're mad about? Right. You're like a legit prince who lives in a castle.
A real prince, real castle, real country.
This is what your grievances are.
Yeah.
Like, if it was more, okay, cool. Like, if William tried to kill him or something, or like you know, like
or something was legitimately withheld from you, like an inheritance or something.
But it's like it's not even it's not that. It's like something that they're all so trivial that it's like at this point, like I can't even. You've taken like there's no more sympathy at this point. You're just whining and you're just trying to get vengeance because it just seems like you're trying to get vengeance because you want the first. You're a spare.
He wants the seat. He wants the seat. He wants to do what Prince William is doing. And the reality, right? This is like first world. You know how you have first world problems. This is privileged. This is privileged Prince problem. I love that. Privileged Prince problem.
I can't relate.
It doesn't make any sense.
I can't relate, and honestly, I feel like
he needs to get over it. He needs to get over it.
It's really sad because he did have more to lose. Because even average family like. I have, you know, my family has its own spin, but I'm not going to go on social media and blast them like that for this. And even then, there's less for us to lose. These people have so much to lose, but someone asked him about, okay, so why are you, someone said that, oh, you know, the royal family seems like a Game of Thrones type thing. He was like, oh, I don't watch Game of Thrones, but, you know, and then they mentioned dragon. He was like, well, there is a dragon, and the dragon is the media, like, he talks about the media so many times and how their privacy is leaked and things like that. But my thing is like you wrote a whole book and you know it's not just your life you're sharing. You're talking about you and your brother's like petty fights. Like isn't that also William's privacy as well? It's just too many like controversies. Like
that's true.
Something not even controversy like
That's a good point.
It just some things don't make sense. Like it doesn't like you can't say we want our privacy protected. But then, like, you're talking about, like, you know, private conversations you have with family members. You know, like, even bringing up, you know, we understand the whole thing where Camilla and King Charles, that, you know, like, how they started off was not in their best. And I don't support the cheating that happened and then them getting together. But even talking about, like, oh, yeah, we told him not to marry her and this and that. It's like, okay. Like all this thing you're bringing up, these were all like private conversations you have with your brother, private conversations we have with your dad, and you're bringing it up now. So why is it that you know you want your privacy to stay yours, you want your information to stay yours, but then you think it's okay to now expose your families?
He's infringing on other people's
rights so it doesn't add up. Like you can't say it doesn't add up at all. And it's like how is what they're doing different from what Meghan's siblings were doing to her? She said she cut them off because we're talking to the media and sharing things about her and talking about her family.
The media only came to her because of her situation with the royal family.
That's the thing. So, but it's like that's their biggest thing. That oh yeah, they want to talk about me in the media. But then like Harry's doing the same thing to his family. So it's like you guys keep saying all this stuff. Like my thing is like you cannot you cannot, you know, reprimand people for something and then you go and do it yourself.
Yeah, it's very
hypocrisy. Yes, that's the word. That's very hypocritical.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Totally.
Like.
Totally.
That's my thing. I don't think in any like. To me, you know, there's sometimes yes, you need to talk to a therapist or talk to a friend or something about what you're going through in your family.
Yeah.
And you know, I've done that, but like I cannot not now go to the media. Go on social media and then start blasting them and talking about it. They like, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not. Yeah. Because at some point, when reconciliation, you know, when it's time to reconcile, like it's like you've already the damage is already done. Now what's going to happen? Yeah. You can't say, oh, I still want to be, I still want to reconcile with my brother and my father, and you're saying all this. How is this helping? That's the part that's so hypocritical about it, that it does just, none of it makes sense to me anymore. And I can't feel.
We cannot keep playing knapsack. You can't be on both sides of the fence. It's not possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna have to dig himself out. He stepped on poo. He gotta dig himself out, clean it off. It's gonna take a while. And
I don't think he wants to. I think he just wants to keep going until he just sabotages and just like blows up.
Crazy part is, I want to understand, where did Harry learn this? Where did he learn these mannerisms from? Like, in what world does it make sense?
He always said he wanted to be different, so I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't even understand.
At this point, I can't even blame him. I can't blame Megan. He's a whole grown man. And he's choosing to do that.
That's right.
So, yeah.
That's right.
But that's our thought on this. Yeah. Let us know if you think it's ever okay to spill, family secrets and family issues out in the public. If you even just with Harry, just what Harry is doing, what do you guys think? Do you think that's okay? Is that, do you think he has every right to do it? So let us know. And also, if you're new to this channel, subscribe. All right.